Why is America so far ahead when it comes to technology? It isn't just because of free markets or because of tech entrepreneurs in hoodies. Instead, the truth runs deeper into the very geography, history, and military priorities of the United States. We often hear that innovation is the result of individual brilliance. But what if it's really about where a nation is, how it's built, and how it defends itself? And why does a country with fewer people than India or China lead the world in everything from advanced weaponry to social media platforms? And how did a relatively young nation outpace millennia-old civilizations in technological power? Being flanked by two vast oceans gave us more than safety. It gave us time. Time to build, time to innovate, and time to invest instead of rebuilding from endless wars. And that breathing room created something rare in history, a stable and secure platform for internal development and ambition. And let's not forget the often maligned defense budget. What if the same military spending that people love to criticize is also what gave us the internet, GPS, and even modern computing? In this video, we'll connect the dots between America's geographic isolation, its infrastructure, and its global dominance, revealing a hidden engine behind our tech supremacy. Hello, I'm Gene Botkin, and today we'll be talking about how America's geographic isolation ensured its technological dominance. But before we begin, make sure to like this video and to subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into it. Imagine being born into a fortress, not one built of concrete, but of oceans, and the United States is surrounded by the Atlantic and Pacific, acting as massive natural barriers that have protected the homeland from foreign invasions for over 2 centuries. And that isolation isn't just luck, it is a strategic gift with lasting consequences. Because we have the existence of the two oceans ensures that we have not needed to constantly fight off neighbors or rebuild after widespread wars on our soil. Instead, we have been able to focus on building infrastructure instead of merely surviving. And while Europe was flattening cities in the 20th century, America was laying highways, expanding industry, and launching research labs that fueled innovation. Our geography also gave us something most nations envy. It gave to us time. Time to create, time to plan, and time to dream. Unlike regions locked in tribal or border conflicts, such as those which proliferate in Africa, the US developed a unified national identity early on, and that cohesion supercharged infrastructure and technological efforts, making bold national projects possible. This secure base allowed us to project strength abroad while remaining untouched at home, a rare luxury in global history. And it is this very insulation that laid the groundwork for long-term, large-scale creation. And without this geographic buffer, the American century might never have happened. America did not become a tech superpower by accident. We built the roads that carried the engineers, the grids that powered the labs, and the networks that connected every state into one humming engine of discovery. And the interstate highway system alone. The interstate highway system alone isn't just a way to get from point A to point B. It is a symbol of strategic foresight. It was built under Eisenhower, and it was originally designed for defense mobility, but it became the vein of American commerce and communication. Tech hubs like Silicon Valley did not grow in isolation. They sprouted where power, transport, and talent converged. And unlike other nations that focused on dense historic cities or relied on outdated colonial infrastructure, the US had the blank slate and the capital to build modern systems from scratch. That is why data centers thrive here, and it is why logistics giants dominate from coast to coast, and why rural innovation is even possible today. Now, this infrastructure was not built for comfort. It was built for power projection, both domestic and international. It allowed businesses to scale, researchers to collaborate, and ideas to travel farther, faster, and without delay. And when the foundation is strong, the structure can rise higher. And America's foundation is concrete, steel, and intentional. America's need for military dominance has also been an essential factor in driving its technological superiority. Critics love to target America's defense budget, calling it bloated, unnecessary, and even dangerous. But what they miss is this. The military isn't just about defense. It is a technological engine that powers civilian innovation in ways that most people don't even realize. Take GPS, for example. The little blue dot on your phone was originally a military invention. So was the internet. It was originally developed by DARPA for secure communication. Jet engines, radar, satellite technology, and night vision were all military in origin, and all of it has been repurposed for civilian use. The reason that the US leads in advanced technology is because we treat military dominance as something which is non-negotiable, and to maintain that edge, we constantly fund research and development, not for short-term profit, but for long-term supremacy. The military-industrial complex isn't just about building weapons, it is about building the technology of the future. Private contractors like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and Northrop Grumman employ tens of thousands of engineers who are working not only on missiles, but on next-generation materials, AI systems, hypersonic vehicles, and robotics that will one day power civilian applications. Universities partner with defense agencies to fund cutting-edge research, and those breakthroughs often trickle down into consumer markets. This relationship between the Pentagon and the tech world forms a powerful loop. Government investment pushes the envelope, and the private sector adapts and commercializes the results. And that is how you get things like autonomous vehicles, drone delivery, and precision farming. So, in essence, America's military needs have forced us to lead, and while other nations innovate for convenience, we innovate for survival and dominance. And the benefits of both spill into every corner of civilian life. So the next time that someone complains about military spending, remember, without it, there would be no smartphones, no internet, and no American technological dominance at all. Because when the military invests in technology, it doesn't stay locked behind barbed wire and secret clearances. At least not forever. Eventually, it trickles down and reshapes the economy, opening new industries and improving the everyday lives of ordinary Americans in ways that most people never notice. Think about the ripple effects. Military research and development fuels entire ecosystems of jobs, not only in weapons manufacturing, but in coding, aerospace engineering, materials science, data analysis, and telecommunications. A defense contract in a single state can lead to a small business flourishing across the country as suppliers, contractors, and service providers all plug into the same pipeline. And then there is the issue of education. Many of the top-tier research universities in the United States receive funding through defense grants. That funding trains the next generation of scientists, engineers, and inventors. It keeps campuses alive with cutting-edge research, and it ensures that American students are working on the very frontiers of science and technology, frontiers that other nations may not even reach for another decade. And consider entrepreneurship for a moment. Many startups that you've heard of, as well as technological giants like Google, grew out of military-funded research and government programs. The venture capitalists followed the science, and the science followed the Pentagon's wallet. What began as a defense priority often turns into the backbone of entire commercial industries. So while it is easy to criticize defense spending from a distance, what we often forget is that the military is not just a cost, it is a multiplier. Every breakthrough meant for the battlefield eventually finds a way to serve the marketplace, and it transforms the life of the average person in the process. From the smartphone in your pocket to the voice assistant in your home, many of our most civilian technologies have their roots in military research and development. And that is the hidden engine of American life. So, why is the United States so technologically advanced? It's not just about money or innovation or culture. It is about our geography, infrastructure, and military strategy, three forces which work together to shape our superpower. Our oceans gave us peace, our roads gave us power grids that gave us reach, and our military gives us the pressure to innovate beyond comfort and convenience. And while other nations were recovering from war or managing internal chaos, the United States was building and planning for the future. And the same government that builds fighter jets also builds systems that let you call your mom from 2,000 miles away. The same military budget that critics attack gave birth to the internet, the GPS, and countless technologies that we take for granted today. And that is the great irony. Because the tools of war became the tools of life. National defense did not just protect America, it launched her into the digital age. And if we want to understand the engine of American research, then we need to look beyond Silicon Valley and straight into the Pentagon, the highways, and the strategy rooms where the future was mapped long ago. And if you found this breakdown insightful, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content connecting history, power, and technology. With Elenarda, I'm Gene Botkin. End transmission.